Hi friends, I'm back with a new video on demystifying generative AI. So, generative AI has been a buzzword for quite some time now. In this video, I'm going to talk about, is generative AI for everyone? Is it safe to use? Is it a risk for jobs? What kind of jobs may be at risk, and what kind of new job opportunities it is going to create? So this is going to be a series of the videos where I'm going to answer these questions in addition to the practical demos for both naive as well as the experts, and how to handle security concerns in generative AI. It is the biggest concern amongst organizations, individuals, governments, right? That data may be used inappropriately. How to avoid negative impact of generative AI. Also, does someone need knowledge of AI, deep learning, ML, computers to use the power of generative AI? What about copyrights of the content generated from AI? Can we use the technology behind the generative AI, which is large language models, as is after downloading from open source? What are the different versions available when it comes to open source versus non-open source? Can we train our own foundation models? How much time it may take? How much data is required? And also, towards the end of this series, I'll also come up with comparative studies of different platforms and their features. Right? For example, Hugging Face, AWS, Google, Azure, and other. It will be accompanied by the respective demos as well. So we'll see how to write code. Is it possible to write code using my desktop or laptop, or it is not possible at all? And what are the alternative ways where I can go and write the code and build my own applications using generative AI? So let us start. So as I mentioned, this is the agenda, that what is generative AI? How can different personas use it, naive or experts? The key concepts or terms which we will be discussing throughout this series, demos, future coverage, that's what I'm going to share in this video. So, what is generative AI? It is the technology which leverages AI to generate different forms of content. So, content can be music, it can be textual, it can be summary, it can be translation. We have been using AI to achieve some or most of these tasks, right? If you have noticed in Android phone or in Apple phone, we have been using translation feature, or we are using speech to text, or we are using voice commands also. But here we are talking about the generation of new content, right? Using AI. So that is called generative AI. It is based on transformers architecture or large language model. Some applications, as I mentioned, include translation, voice commands, right? How can a naive user use it? As per my understanding, there are endless possibilities in various fields. For example, this can be used in music generation, text, video, audio summary. Let us say you are watching this video, but you are not interested to watch this video completely, but you want to get a summary out of it. That what is it which Neeraj is trying to say on generative AI? Or for example, you are listening a audio tutorial, or you are going through a long textual information, or you are reading a book, but you want to get a gist of it, right? Using generative AI, it is possible, right? As a naive user, I am hopeful that there will be so many applications in near future which will enable all these things. Or you can also collaborate with some of the experts, right, who can develop applications if you have an idea. translation between languages. So there are so many languages being spoken in the world or within India. People who are speaking some language, they may not be able to translate or converse in other language. Let us take an example of tourism, right? So foreigners or some other native language speakers are coming to visit us, right? And we don't know their language and they don't know our language. So there it could be a possible use case, right? So we can easily use the translation feature which is there in our mobiles, but now with the help of generative AI, I see it is going to be quite easy to converse in different languages, create images. We can get the images created which are very creative without having core expertise in designing tools and etc. Videos, etc. Can you think of many more use cases based upon your understanding? You might have already come across some use cases, right? And which can be helpful for other users who are watching this video. So please share in the comment section. So how can experts use it, right? So we have seen the naive users who can use the generative AI in some way or the other. What is the role of experts, right? They can build applications which may be used by naive users. They can also leverage the existing APIs or products. Let us say they can leverage Google Vertex API or Azure Open API or Hugging Face APIs, right? Different platforms are offering different APIs which they can use to build their own utilities and products. Advanced use could include that foundation models can be trained. They can train their own foundation models. Though there will be a huge cost involved in that, but these days there are more advances coming on in that, right? So maybe if they have some funding, investment, and they have time also, then it can be a possibility. Then develop affordable applications, products, address real world problems like healthcare, poverty, education, global warming, ESG, which is the biggest concern these days for all over the world to reduce carbon footprints, sustainable organization, right? Sustainable products. So those things can be developed. So that is more advanced use case. There are a lot of research problems within Gen AI space itself. For example, there is a problem of bias. It has been seen that Gen AI can lead to bias towards something, right, based upon whatever it is trained on. So it may have the tendency to generate bias related output. Affordable cost is also one of the major concern. Accuracy, security, right? So these are also being explored. So key terms is foundation models. So this is the basis of the advances which we are discussing in generative AI. That foundation models has led to the all the development or advances in generative AI. Transformers architecture, one should know. Then encoders, decoders, which is a part of transformers architectures only. Pre-training of model, that how the training has happened. Fine tuning. Let us say we have downloaded a model or we are going to use a model, large language model, and we want to fine tune it based upon our use case, right? Then this is a term which we should know. RLHF is again a new emerging concept, which is reinforcement learning based upon human feedback. So humans are also providing feedback to improve on uh, foundation models. Retrieval augmented generation, this is also a concept within this generative AI, which we are going to discuss in coming videos. Prompt engineering. So how to make best use of a model, right? How can we get more accurate value? So there comes the role of prompt engineering, which I am going to show you during a later part of this video, during the demo section, where we are going to see that just by tweaking the prompt means what we are asking the model, right? How it can help in getting accurate or less accurate results. Then word vector embedding, this is also very important topic in generative AI or natural language processing. Hallucination, how can model generate different kind of outputs, right? Maybe which are not relevant, right? That terms is called hallucination, that model has wrongly produced some wrong output, which is not expected on unexpected output, right? So these are the key terms which we are going to discuss in our coming videos, and what one should know about these terms to get better understanding around generative AI. So let us turn our attention to demos. So first I am going to show you the demo of ChatGPT and then Gamma.app, which is a web-based application. Both of these are web-based application. One is ChatGPT and Gamma.app. And I will show you that how can we generate the PowerPoint presentations quickly, right? Uh, which could be basic, but which can be a foundation for to get an idea, right, of that topic and all those things, right? So this is going to help you. Chat GPT, you can type Chat GPT here in the browser, and you can see chat.openai.com. Let us open it. So here, if you see here, I have already logged in here, right? So this is my account. I can log out, or you can log in with Google also. And here on the left hand side, you can click on new chat. It shows come up with concept, help me pick, suggest fun activities, design a database schema, right? Let us see. I want to get some output. I'm a cricket fan and I want to get some stats. Give me stats of Sachin Tendulkar, right? So let us see what it has to show. So this is the quick output which it has generated, right? So I can again I can say give me more elaborative output, right? And I say yes. So now it is telling me detailed output, right? Accolades and achievements and so on, right? Impacts. Same way, uh, what is the favorite sport in US? Let us say. So it is saying that National Football League, right? So if I talk about what is generative AI, so it can give me all the information, right, to some extent, right? Art and design and all those things. So this is how a naive user can use this information. One thing which I would like to highlight here is that please make sure that model has generated the relevant output and it is free of uh, ambiguity, right? So those things as a human or as a user, you will have to make sure. This can be saved, right? So this is, I can save my, let us say, test demo for my future reference, and I can upgrade also. If you see here, upgrade to plus, which will help me to have more capabilities or which will give me more features when it comes to using chat GPT features, right? Faster response speed, exclusive access to beta features like plugins and code interpreter, right? So this is one use case. Now let us see the another one, Gamma.app. So this is a again web-based application which is leveraging generative AI, right? So here, if I talk about create a new PPT, right? It tells asks me what I want to do, generating or try text transform, right? So here I it wants me to confirm whether I want to use con whether I want to have presentation, documentation, or web page. Sounds good. Type a topic. Let us say generative AI core concepts, right? So if I so now so these are the topics which it has listed for me, right? I can change it, and then if I press continue, it will try to generate the output, right? So if I here on the right hand side, if I press continue, it will start generating all those things with the help of large language model running in the background. It could be any one of the large language model, right? There are so many language models which are there in the market currently, right? See, now it has started generating all those things, understanding generative AI and all those things, right? So this is how we can make use of these kind of applications. We can have different plans, right? So as I mentioned, AI bias, right? Cyber security, all these things can be a part of this, which we are going to discuss. So let us move to, I can stop generating here and let us turn our attention back to our PPT. So this is the future coverage. Platforms like Hugging Face, AWS, Azure, Google, all we are going to discuss in our coming videos. Google Vertex AI, Azure OpenAI, AWS Bedrock, GitHub Copilot, which can be a very useful tool for developers. Different models we are going to discuss for text generation, for different purposes. What are those, right? System setup, coding demos we are going to discuss, fine tuning demo, which I'm going to show you, ML ops, right? How to have end-to-end uh, flow right from development to production, right? All those things we are going to discuss. I hope you have been liking my videos. I'm open for collaboration on different aspects, whether it is development or training or sharing my knowledge with others, right? So, also, I would request you to please share your feedback in the comment section of this video or any of these platforms. So, that will be helpful for me to improve further. If you want me to cover a specific topic, then also please drop a note in the comment section and I will definitely be assisting you with that. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.